Have you ever wondered how someone gets their product into a celebrity gift bag? Or how a charity lands that huge A-list endorsement? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on a service that makes a pretty massive promise to give you the contact info for the rich and famous. We're breaking down Contact Any Celebrity. So, the very first thing you see when you check them out is this giant number, 59,000 plus. They claim to have contact information for over 59,000 celebrities, influencers, and public figures. Now, that is a huge claim, right? It almost sounds a little too good to be true. So, what does that number actually mean? And what do you really get? All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at that big 59,000 promise. Then, we'll peek inside the database itself. After that, we'll explore who's actually using a service like this, check out their guarantees and the fine prints, and finally, we'll get to the bottom line, the price.
Okay, so first things first. That big promise. When they say over 59,000 people, who are we actually talking about here? Is this just Hollywood movie stars, or is it, a whole lot bigger than that?
And yeah, the answer is, it's way bigger. The list is actually pretty staggering. Of course, you've got your actors and musicians, but it also includes athletes, politicians, reality TV stars, and even the people who work behind the camera, like directors and producers. It really covers the entire pop culture landscape. In the database, you can actually submit a free research request. Okay, so if you're not getting a celebrity's personal phone number, then who in the world is this service for? It turns out the answer is a lot of different people, from serious professionals to the most dedicated fans. The range of users is pretty incredible, actually. You've got authors and writers trying to get a quote for their book cover. You've got charities and nonprofits hoping to get a celebrity to show up at an event, entrepreneurs and marketers trying to get their products seen. And of course, you have fans and autograph collectors who just want to make sure their letter gets to the right place. And this isn't just some random tool nobody's heard of. It actually has some serious credibility. Tim Ferriss, the author of the mega bestseller The 4-Hour Workweek, actually recommends the service in his book. That's a huge stamp of approval, especially for the business and marketing crowd. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, because let's be real, a database this massive in an industry that changes constantly is bound to have some challenges with accuracy. So how do they handle that? What kind of guarantees do they actually give you? This part is actually pretty cool. They have something called a postage refund guarantee. Basically, if you use one of their addresses to send a letter and it bounces back from the post office, you can send them the return to sender envelope and they will literally mail you a check for your postage. It's their way of putting their money where their mouth is. And one thing I really appreciate is how upfront they are about this. They straight up say, we can't always be 100% accurate, but we try. There's a level of honesty there, an acknowledgement that perfection in this space is pretty much impossible. And the reason why makes total sense. The entertainment world is just in constant motion. Celebrities are always moving, switching agents, hiring new managers, changing publicists. An address that was golden yesterday might be out of date today. It's exactly why those daily updates they do are so important. So, we've talked about the what, the who, and the how. There's just one last piece of the puzzle left. What's it actually going to cost you to get your hands on this giant directory? They've got two main options. You can either go for the VIP annual plan, which is $197 for the whole year, or you can do a monthly basic membership for $39 a month. And here's the key part. Both of them come with a 7-day free trial, so you can actually kick the tires and see if it's for you before you spend a dime. And it's really important to note that you get the core features no matter which plan you pick. You're not getting some watered-down version with a monthly plan. You get unlimited searches, the full database, all the daily updates, and that postage refund guarantee we talked about. Plus, you can cancel whenever you want. So what's the big takeaway here? Contact Any Celebrity is not a secret phone book. It's not a backdoor. It's a professional tool, a highly organized, constantly updated directory that helps you find the right front door. It gives you the contact info for the professional gatekeepers, the people whose job it is to manage a celebrity's world. At the end of the day, a service like this is really just a map. It shows you the best route, it gives you the right address, but the journey, well, that part's still on you. You're the one who has to write that amazing letter or craft that perfect pitch, which really leaves you with a final question. If you had the map, who would you reach out to, and what would you even say?